Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm this side of East Yorkshire. And today I've got a best of three. The first game being a 1 vs 1 on Fallen City. Playing on the right hand side as the Necrons, we've got Focus. And playing on the left hand side as the Orcs, we've got I Knew Eskimo.
Oh hey, boss!
Eskimo will be opening up a couple of Slugger Boys, a Grot Squad, Boys Hut, and a Generator for his opening. Whereas Focus is going to go for a fistful of Bill Scarabs, triple helping of Plasma Generators, and a cheeky forward emplacement Ghost Turret. How exciting is that? So yes, this is a best of three in celebration of October, or Orktober and Spooktober, with the whole Halloween thing going on. Yes, is this video going up on the 1st of November? Yes, did I completely forget that Halloween was a thing until I had children knocking on the door last night asking for chocolate, and then me thinking, hang on, you can't have my chocolate, that's mine, not yours. So, yes, I forgot, but here we are. And what I've done is that I've basically gone on the Dawn of War replay website and picked the top three replays of Orcs versus Necrons. So who knows? Who knows going to win? I've got no idea. He says, with a small degree of comfort. Yes, I quite like this placement of the Ghost Turret. It does defend these two strategic points here. The Orcs will not be able to be too aggressive over onto this side, but will go down on the southern side and have a cheeky old sniff at the relics. And yes, Orcs versus Necrons, a very interesting matchup, I do have to say. Quite a lot of the times, Orcs will just ham on into the shooter boys for the big shooters, but the Necrons have got plenty of tools to deal with the mass of big shooter ball that the Orcs do like to go for. You've got Necron Lord that could jump in and type things up. You can also throw in a Solar Pulse to stop them from shooting. You've got the Flayed ones doing stuff. So it might even be the case where we don't even see a large amount of shooter boys, but instead a mass of Storm Boys instead to rustle the feathers and the jimmies of the Necrons, if even they have jimmies to rustle. One Necron squad out the way at the moment, the second one incoming, so no mess, oh sorry, so no, how would one say, Necron Lord straight from the get-go, which is interesting. I would expect to see him out from the first off, if not straight after the first squad of Necron Warriors, but I suppose they are free, which means that you could buy a lot more Plasma Generators at the start of the game, get your economy going ASAP. That will leave the Necrons a little bit open for the big mech to waddle out with these shooter boys. Although they'll have a very unpleasant... Oh no, he already knows that Ghost Turret's there. That's fine. Sluggers and the big mech could just run over and slap it down, and the shooter boys can shoot any kind of Builder Scarabs coming in to rebuild it. You just got to think. There we go. Doesn't hurt to have a minor moment of consideration before going into a battle. Scare away that Builder Scarab squad. Prevents that obelisk from being built up for a little while. If this Ghost Turret goes down, that will prevent the Necrons from having a little extra build speed. That's always good. We're down to half health, but not one, but two squads of Builder Scarabs are coming over to repair it. Like I said, the shooter boys can just focus them down. With a high rate of fire, no problems in killing those boys relatively quickly. Even the big mech joins in as well. Now going to turn their attention to them, but we've now got two squads of Necron Warriors, and there is a Necron Lord as well. We're losing quite a lot of shoots and sluggers in this engagement, and the Builder Scarabs come back in. Don't know if they're going to have it. Try and see if they can move away. Oh, beautiful shot from the obelisk. And a mighty fine bit of damage to the sluggers. Sluggers and big mech have the morale broken, and they're going to teleport out of there over onto this side. I see you're going to be running away in a aggressive kind of manner. If all the enemy are over on yonder side, throw the boys into the base. But just in the nick of time, another squad of Necron Warriors have come out, and a fourth squad actually, so Focus is not messing around. He thinks, yeah, well, they're free and easy. Get them out. I mean, he's got 20 squad cap, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty good, all things considered. Quite easy to get 20 squad cap as a Necron player on Fallen City. I would say that this map does Hard to say this matchup because the map is relatively small, allowing the Orcs to be quite aggressive, but the map has also got a lot of points near your base, so having a lack of map control doesn't necessarily ruin the day for the Necrons and can keep their obelisk count to a relatively high number. But the big mech runs away. He's got no jumping juice left in his teleporter for the moment. There's a relatively high cooldown rate on this teleporting stuff, so once he committed to a jump, gonna stick with it. Little conga line, lovely formation these Necrons are moving into. But the big shots have now been finished. Research wise, current economy 60% and 70, and 110 and 20. Fairly decent economies for both sides at present. Also getting that heavy boy armor research. Squad of flayed ones, love that. That has to be my favourite new portrait in the game at the moment. Very intimidating stuff. But they've got the upgrade listening burst. It should help them out quite something fierce. Flayed ones are not chasing after the shooter boys, so... Oh no, the Necron Lord will jump on top of them. There's some Storm Boys as well. Jumping on over. And no one's really focusing on the listening burst anymore, with the exception of these flayed ones. Next squad of Slugger Boys come forth, and more Storm Boys. Bloody hell. Look like the Necrons had numerical superiority, but that is not the case anymore. Boys with rockets on their backs. Need to send these Necrons back from whence they came. The Necrons still standing up after being taken out. Necron Lord over has chased these big shooters far and far away from the front lines, but that's not made diddly squat of a difference. Well, if you got... I was going to say, if you've got flayed ones, you'll have your summoning core, which allows you to teleport back up. Not sure why he stayed there for longer than necessary, unless it was just to keep these guys in one position while you're teching up. Teching up is almost done. Forbidden Archive is being built up. A bit of a delay on the Necron Lord's archive stuff. But I suppose that is because he needed to get some flayed ones and other stuff out. I mean, he's got plenty of... I mean, you don't need more than that. Oh, it's a nice little smiley face. I like that. Love a good smiley face, mate. Stormboys are now looking to see if they can do anything else down here. There is a... Oh, dear. That's unfortunate. That's a lot of damage. Practically half-healthing the entire stack of Stormboys. Now going to attempt to break down this ghost turret. There's flayed ones there. And oh, that's very unfortunate. Necron Lord uses phase shifting, which means that the ghost turret can't take any damage while he's there. And I mean, the lack of morale as well also just negates their damage output as well. Well, they've got they need it down. And that knockback attack from the Necron Lord, pushing all those Storm Boys away. Plus, it's nearly dead there. Obelisk is on the verge of death as well. Another beautiful blast from the Obelisk. Can they break it down? Oh, the Builder Scarabs, they've come in. Oh, and they've lost so much in the way of bodies. Trying to annihilate this ghost turret, and it's just not working out for them. I mean, you had a much easier target down here, but I appreciate that is just a high taunted target, really. You don't usually see taunts working on human players, but there you go, look at that. It's not just an ability that tanks use, it's an ability that apparently Focused has access to. IRL. Yeah, beautiful use of the flayed ones. I'm not sure what Eskimo is trying to achieve in this assault here. He knows he's not going to win much without those Storm Boys coming out on over. Maybe he's trying to convince the rest of the Necrons to come back on over to the northern side so he can get that ghost turret down, but don't think he's letting that happen. He's made it his personal mission to do stuff with that. Well, we've got the custom gadgets research. So potential Zaphrony Necron vehicles coming out. We also have the mech shop, a couple of war tracks. That will force Focus to diversify his portfolio. I mean, at the moment, he's currently got he's not got maximum because the Wraith died, question mark. Yep, the Wraith died, and he's getting another one out, so because of the full stack of infantry, won't be able to get any Immortals out. And the more you can force a Necron player to have a diverse unit composition, the less they can really, how would one say, if you imagine Necron warriors, Blade ones, backed up by heavy destroyers, wonderful time, amazing stuff. You know, the Blade ones distract all the ranged units, Necrons are there for the bulk. We've got to throw some Immortals in there as well. Once all the vehicles are done, Immortals are kind of dead weight. If that makes any sense, I'm not sure if I'm explaining that entirely correctly. And the Orcs can, you know, win a game without vehicles sometimes, once they get their knobs and flash kits on the go. So if there's a massive anti-vehicle, the Orcs don't mind just swapping back into infantry. So if they can avoid Immortals, that's a happy day for them. Plasma Generator goes down. Yeah, they've had to go for a squad of the old Immies. It's probably what Australians call Immortals, in all fairness. We'll have Tross Dream on and see if he agrees. Wraiths over here just being a minor nuisance there. Necron Lord phase shifting to keep Plasma Generator alive. That is a lot of flayed ones. It almost seems as if he's starting to forego the Necron warriors themselves and just go for a massive... I mean, it's not a terrible idea. In Focus is a man who knows his Necrons. It has to be said. The boy was playing Necrons when you were but a wee bane. Oh dear, these riffs are actually doing quite a decent job against the war tracks. I want to get the big mech on the repair job there. How often do you see a big mech repairing? Probably a bit under him really, isn't it? Oh, the Obelisk has got a big upgrade. Ready to blast any Orcs that come nearby. Yeah, the slow transition into the more elite of the Orc roster. Back down to 70 power resource. We have not seen... Oh, we are about to see the Thermoplasma Generator, which is definitely a thing you do not want the Necrons to have in any way, shape or form. Big knockback on those Blade ones. You can't do any damage to them while they're coming out of the ground. Bit of an issue. There's the Immortals getting pounded in the face. That Necron Lord showing no problems. That constant use of the phase shift. Very nice stuff. Now, if you're unfamiliar, the Orcs have got an interesting morale mechanic, or moral mechanic, however one wants to pronounce that word. But essentially, if you get enough boys in a local vicinity, morale does not affect them anymore. And each Orc is worth one Orc, apart from big Orcs like Knobs, which are worth two. So, the Flayed One's scariness is not actually a factor at this point, which I don't think is what Focus was intending on here. Just hoping that maybe you could just use those Flayed Ones to keep people aback. Destroyers for the range support. Necron Lord just to be a general nuisance. Well, it's not happening anymore. He's going to keep these guys moving backwards. Big mech teleports in, although only with two knobs. And he's almost dead as well. The morale is now taking its toll on the situation, reinforcing them at... How much are knobs reinforced? 45 blue and 10 green, not super expensive for a unit of that caliber. Yeah, the Orc assault has not been successful, but I must say that was quite a scary thing. Oh, quite like that, the Necron Lord has not gone for his Solar Pulse upgrade. He's gone for that lightning thing where when he takes damage in melee combat, he then just throws a little lightning here, there, and everywhere. Like, imitate the Stormlord, but the poor man's version.
Yeah.
Well, the double destroyer.
Yeah.
Wombo combo. It's causing these knobs a bit of a situation.
We're ready.
Storm boys you normally see fall off by this point. Don't tend to scale all that well into the late game, but it seems that Eskimo is absolutely keen on making sure that Necrons stay inside their base, providing a constant threat to that plasma generators field. And also, if the Blade ones have to keep on spawning in their own base, well, you're not going to find them spawning at random points in your own base. I mean, the deadly thing about having a mass of flayed ones is that the Necron Lord can just teleport inside your base. And then, before you know it, you've got 50 flayed ones inside your base. You've then got to run home and defend it. While you're defending that, the remnants of the Necron army can then start attacking your outermost points. Which is an issue.
Yeah. This better be
Mobs going to keep themselves busy down over here. See some more war tracks. It's no tier 3 for the Orcs at the moment. They are spending every penny that they have and got plenty of green money left over. Yeah, they kind of just got right into the cusp of tier 2 and then nothing else. So they might need to just hold back on the assaulting for a moment, chill out and try and build up a bigger army, because at the moment all they've got is a Nob squad and a couple of war tracks. Oh, and a singular Stormboy. A Stormboy Nob. There we go.
No one's bigger. All
I see a second squad of Nobs. No Big Mac there. And that custom gadget Zapper would be amazing now that the destroyers are out and about. Necrons have still got their thermoplasma, but the Orcs have got their bigger generator. I suppose, yeah, you've got 2 Ghost turrets there, so that's going to be... But if you can't kill one, which is still there, might I add. Yeah, not great. Well, the Storm Boys have been sent in as sacrificial lambs. We do have the bomb chuckers on the war trucks. We're going to absolutely keep away from those immortals. Yeah, just immortals and flayed ones. So he's taken that potential triple helping of different kind of infantry units and decided just to go for 2. As per the reasons I mentioned earlier, most of them now seen the war banners. Oh dear, you need to get on them ASAP. Stop them from doing anything, but while you're trying to slap down the immortals, the destroyers are doing all the damage. That does give the war tracks a bit of space to move forward there. You're also fighting them in the heavy cover. Not only does the heavy cover reduce the incoming damage, but also being in melee combat reduces incoming range damage as well. So a nice place for the Nobs to sit down on. Titan Busters coming out. Destroyers, I mean, one's down. Another one on half health. No more mortals left. Where are the flayed ones? Oh, they're there. They're inside the massive Nobs.
What is looting?
Well, they have had their morale broken.
Hold on to the
Titan Busters engaging hand-to-hand combat. Although, that being said, you don't really want to tie these guys up in close combat because they've got quite good melee damage, believe it or not. You bonk someone with an old grenade, and that'll sort them out. Well, Necrons finally teleport back home. And the Wraiths don't, because they can't teleport, but... There we are, the Orcs fending off another assault once again. And a little bit of chat. Nobs losing to Flayed is dumb, I think. I don't think a whole big squad of Nobs would lose to a squad of Flayed ones. I mean, is the damage output of Flayed ones quite good? Yes, but their main thing is breaking the morale, so that way not only are they doing a lot of damage, but they're not receiving a lot of damage due to broken morale, but get the morale of your knobs sorted. I think the knobs win. Fairly certain, I could be wrong there. As I am wont to be in certain scenarios. Yeah, 2 big squads. Triple war tracks. Played ones coming from the flanks, front and back. Oh, but the restored monolith. It comes out. Well, and the knobs say, nope, we don't want this. Although I think you could have, man. I think you had potential. You know, you had your war tracks. You could have got your... I mean, I suppose maybe because you're not in tier 3. Maybe that's the issue. You might have been able to do a bit of damage, but you'd eventually have lost that. And then you would have been sent screaming back home. Necrons come over, destroy a couple of war banners. That's it. So not quite keeping up on the tech there is what I think did the Orcs in the end. But also, the MVP Ghost Turret here, slaying a mighty fine amount of Orcs, I do have to say. So there we go. So that was game 1. Let's go on to game number 2. Alrighty-roo, it is Orcs versus Necrons, game number 2. We've got Bloody Monster on the northern side of Tranquility's End, and we've got EZ's Nubs on the southern side, playing as the Orcs. Very exciting stuff, and this map is a little bit different, obviously, because there's rivers and such, playing negative cover to keep your peepers on. Necrons don't benefit from positive cover or suffer from negative cover, so they won't need to worry about their positioning on this map so much. But the Orcs definitely will. They'll have to make sure that they're not fighting while getting their socks wet, because as we all know, there's nothing on this planet worse than getting your socks wet. Every single time I see a film or a TV series, like, what is it? I've been watching Vikings recently, and every time they just get off the ship and go in the water with the shoes on, I'm like, ugh, that must feel horrible for the rest of the day. Whether Vikings wore socks or not, I'm not sure. But there we go. So we're seeing Shoe Boys before the big mech, because there are plenty of bits and bobs to be capturing straight from the get-go. And we are not seeing that much in the way of... not a forward Ghost Turret this time.
Oh, hey, boss.
Just a nice steady opening for Bloody Monster. I mean, the forward Ghost Turret opening does cost you some money, which is why we saw the Necron Lord being slightly delayed earlier on. I assume we'll be seeing it. There we go. Coming straight out after the first squad of Necrons this time. And because this map is a little bit... Is it bigger? Would we say it's bigger? I'm not entirely sure if bigger is the right word to describe it. It's more vast, I suppose. There's less corridors. I'm not sure if that makes any sense neither. You could go those different ways, rather than having a big thing in the middle of the map where you've got to go around. Falls it's like a circle. I appreciate today, apparently, making sense is not my strong suit, but there we go. Right, well, the Bill of Scabs, and the old cheeky maneuver of decapping a strategic point. Nothing more stressful and annoying than a builder unit coming over and just decapping something that you've worked really hard for all this time. Orcs attempting to do the same, but not quite being able to get there in the nick of time. However, they will slap down a Builder Scarab or two. Builder Scarab's been finished. Warriors coming out, they're going to get one extra lad in there. Just so they don't outnumber the Slugger Boys. Not going to engage in close combat, as that is where the Slugger Boys have a little bit of a better time. The Necron Warriors will win in close combat versus Sluggers. If you can avoid the damage, then why not, right? Bill Scarab's coming over to repair the obelisk. Necron Lord Gokuing behind the big mech. No one ever sees that coming. But just to distract him, just to bring him away from the obelisk, Orcs are renowned for their short attention span. Mech teleports in, thinking that there might be something to stop capturing the relic, but there was no Bill Scabs going for it. So instead going to focus on the outward obelisk. And plenty of aggression going on every which way. We've got Builder Scarabs across the map trying to do stuff. And Nubs sending as many of his boys as wide as possible just to make sure that there's no critical countdown shenanigans going on. The Lord looking for a bit of close combat action with the big mech. The obelisk not quite being down to where they want it to go. And now, oh dear, they're standing in negative cover. Don't do it! Think of the socks, boys! Think of the socks! Not in that way, neither. Ah, that obelisk shot. Absolutely phenomenal. Little jewel in the river.
Oh, hey, boss.
It's not a fight the Orcs really want or necessarily need. Second Necrons coming down on the left-hand side. But now the Necron Lord's actually... he's kind of just abandoned his men. He got bored. He decided, no, this isn't for me. Now they've got a bit of space. Also with a defensive listening purse as well, the Orcs can kind of rally around this side. Necrons will need a bit more in the army roster to be able to deal with this. They are reinforcing their lads there.
Yeah.
Second squad of shooter boys. Is there a pile of guns on the way? There will be soon once this war banner is done.
What?
Slugger boys over here capturing this critical location. The Bill of Scabs will probably decap it at some point, but such is the way. Such is the way indeed. Summoning core has been finished. And not going to go for a flayed one squad. It's going to go for another Necron squad. And a disruption field. So going to try and outmass the Orcs with relatively cheap infantry with big upgrades. That being said, the 35 green for reinforcing Necron warriors in the early game is actually quite expensive. Considering that you can build them for free, reinforcing them is quite a heavy investment. And lovely Big Mech teleports around so they can get double shooters on one squad of Necron warriors. Big Mech catches himself, tie up some lads, and then doing a little mini teleport there apparently. Not sure how that works.
Job's a good one, boss.
We've got another upgrade listening purse as well, so the Orcs got many points in which they can just stand and defend. Also the war banners here. So no matter which direction the Necron's going, going to find it a bit difficult to do some base harassment or trading with the Orcs. But yeah, where are these guys going? Just coming in to see what's going on, and they realise this is not a place that they want to fight really, for all this shooter stuff up and at them. So that's going to teleport back home. Although having better luck over on this side. Maybe it was just a distraction walking into the base, as they've now killed Listening Post and will be getting a decap as well. Orcs over here have not got their infiltration, so they are being shot up.
Up yours.
Now two big squads of shooters.
Where's
Sluggers
the
over here will
fight?
die. And what about the teching situation? Bloody Monster's not teching up. He's spending a lot of money on, yeah, just as many warriors as humanly possible. The old warrior spam.
Boss,
The economy's 80 and 20. But to 91 and 70, so actually, why not when you've got that speed of building coming in? Tier 2 is on the way for him now. And oh, this poor pair of sluggers, no matter which way they go, they're getting crumped good and proper. Big shooters, however, are a Necron warrior's worst enemy. They will melt through their armour, something quite fierce. Unless, of course, the Necron Lord can get some good solar pulses on the go. Mech teleports in. Squad of Storm Boys now, tying up the masses. Oh, we've actually still got two squads of sluggers, which is most unusual. So big investments in the early game armies here. Lots of aggression and violence unfolding. Plenty of dead Necrons as well. I highly doubt we'll be seeing a Resurrection Orb in these matches, but never know. I mean, we did see the conventional Forbidden Archive slot for the previous game, so who knows whether we'll see it again this time. I mean, it makes sense if you're going for so many Necron warriors. Necron Lord over here, though, is dead, which is really unfortunate. Necron Lord is one of the hardest heroes to kill, just because of his teleporting and phase-shifting shenanigans. Once he dies, that's just an investment you don't want to reinvest in, really. Necrons have been forced back home. Storm boys having to retreat. And this is dangerous. The Orcs have got that critical mass. 2 large squads, although not investing in their big shooters like I would expect. Is that because you're in... Oh, you're not in tier 2 yet. You're getting to tier 2.
We're ready.
And I assume do something else. As is what tends to happen in games. If that makes any sense again.
6 minutes until taking hold victory.
Well, the Orcs are looking for map control. They're poking and prodding at the obelisks. Trying to stay away from this ball of Necron warriors. I mean, they'll also be double the deadly once they get their disruption fields level 2 upgrade. The Orcs don't mind it. They're going to come in. They're going to see if they can prevent this greater summoning core from being built up. While also focusing on that ghost turret as well. The Scavs doing their best to keep it alive. The issues having to take the poor man's way of walking into battle as opposed to teleporting in. Only one of these obelisks have got the big boomy upgrade there. And the Necron Warriors got no choice but to slow but surely walk their way in. Engaging melee combat. They're firing on the move. Accuracy is pretty good, sir. You can just put those guys into melee combat, just send them forward, but also bear in mind that there's now a Nob leader in both squads with a power claw. So fighting these guys in close combat might not necessarily be the happiest choice to make. If the Necrons lose all their models here, that's it, that's them done. But it seems that by concentrating on the back squad of shooters here, managed to get one wipe there. Another big boom. Storm boys fly away. Oh, not fly away, so they're going to fly deeper in. Away from this mass of men.
More easy.
Big mech. Sent away.
I got that good bit for
I did not think that that was going to be a Necron defense there. Thought their goose was somewhat cooked, as it were. But no, just Necron warriors en masse and tougher than you'd expect. No need for fancy unit compositions. Get as many of those boys in as you can. Though now they've got the knobs. Seeing what they can do.
When the boss ain't around,
and without the Necron Lord in the mix. Are you rebuilding him at all? No, you're not. You're just going to go for more warriors. What kind of economy are you on? Oh, you're on like 0 money. You've got not the cash. So Necrons, I do like how Bloody Monster is splitting up his warriors there. Rather than moving them all around in one big blob, separate them out. And some of them might be able to get some shots off. Disruption field level 2 is finished. They're growing slightly greener. Who is the greenest? Who is the meanest here? One is just kind of mooching around. See that one lonely Storm Boy over there. I want him dead. For definite. If they can kill him, that'll stop him from reinforcing. Oh god, you can do it. Ah, no, not quite. So close. Yet no cigar. I've got 2 squads of knobs in. And of all the desperate situations one can be in, this is what we'd call a desperate situation. Still throwing out as many Necron warriors as possible, but they've now lost a obelisk, so that's one less squad of Necrons that they can bring out. Which is very unfortunate. And they just don't really have the DPS to take care of them. We've got some stray sluggers. If they kill those guys, they'll open up a little bit of room to start firing down on these. And up to the shooter boys. The Big Mech died. The Big Mech's dead. down at some point in that scrum.
Big is best. This
So
better
there we go.
be good.
Look at that. Another time where it looked like that the Necrons were on the ropes. But they've managed to survive just by sheer numbers, really.
It now belongs to the
Numbers and the fact that
Orcs.
their infantry don't cost any money when they come out. Mean that they can save money for building up other things. Oh no, I'm just going to build more Necron warriors. Fair enough.
5 minutes until take and hold
Well,
victory.
we've lost another obelisk, so now squad wipe's going to be even more deadly for the Necrons. They're losing squad, that's it. They won't be able to regain that. This dude trying to come back to life. Can he come back in time? He does. Well done. He'll die again. For a brief moment, he got to experience, well, not life, but whatever harsh equivalency of life there is in Necron land. This is a deadly looking push, but they've also got an upgrade listing post and a war banner. Big Mech comes over to say hello. Oh, they're not quite getting it. There we go. One problem child down. War banner is next on the hit list. I'll say wonderful control. Moving, not the whole stack of
4
warriors,
minutes
just the ones that
until
need to
taking
move.
full
Now
victory.
turning attention to the Big Mech. Fantastic focus firing. Powerful alliterative phrases and such. There we go, so that was a bit of an expensive loss for the Orcs there. I'm going to teleport home to sort out the Nobs. I think the Nobs just kind of just walked over to force some of the Necrons back, just to quench their momentum. Give the Orcs a bit of time to rebuild some stuff. They are going for a mech shop, because there's no immortals. So why not? There is space for some heavy destroyers. No, just continuing that Necron warrior mass. Well, there's a Necron player. What do you do in this scenario? I mean, Necron Lord, that's what you want. You want him back. I mean, you've not got any of your Forbidden Archive stuff yet, so you could make something specifically tailored for dealing with the Nobs. Maybe the Nightmare Shroud ability. Scare them away for a brief moment in time. Gives your warriors a bit of breathing room from these Nobs. Again, pardon the phrasing. Warriors have been split up a little bit. Just running through the mist. This is very almost horror film-like as they walk in perfect unison slowly to the front lines. Necron's nearly getting that listing post over there. Necron warriors scaring away the tank busters over on this side. And then with the Build Scouts being able to detect infiltrated units, the Necrons have a wonderful defense against the tank busters. We're now coming into the base. Running forward. Or then turning and getting us around those warriors. Oh, we've also got a war truck. You know, this is going to be a real issue. With no anti-vehicle from the Necrons. It is a harsh armor type to deal with. And all you've got is... It does a lot of damage with these weapons. And the war truck doesn't have the highest health ever in the world. That's just an additional thing you don't really want to be dealing with. I'm not sure what bloody monster's trying to achieve here. I mean, you're out of the danger zone. You've got plenty of money left. You can now start spending it if you really wanted to. Alright, or are you just saving all that money just to constantly reinforce these warriors, maybe? That might be it. There we go, you're now spending your money. There's a Tomb Spider. And the Tomb Spider will be able to recycle everything inside the base. Which means I suppose then you can buy Immortals and Flayed Ones for free. Essentially. Maybe that was the plan all along. What's the Orc situation like at the moment? You're still in tier 2. But the Mega Armor Knobs don't get to see those very often. Oh, but more precarious by the second. We need some quick recycling from the Tomb Spider. For the Necrons to have the unit composition that can take on all this stuff. There's the Mega Armor Knobs speeding on ahead. Necron Warrior squad about to get wiped. It's very unfortunate. How many warriors did... Oh, we can't see. I thought there was little pips at the bottom that could tell us, but that's not the case here. Now been laid siege to. The war tracks and the missile launchers throwing things forward. And there we are. There was a method to his madness. Method to his madness indeed. Now a choke point being occupied by the warriors. The Immortals going to shoot the war trap, but the moment they see it, they just pull them back. Glorious stuff. Big mate there. Balls to the walls. Doesn't give one rat's backside about your massive Necron warriors. He's coming in. He's going to give you the good stuff. These Mega Armor Knobs in tow. Which, I mean, it's... I'm not entirely sure that was the wisest thing to do, but, you know, we can appreciate the madness of it all. There's the Immortals. They've moved a little bit too far forward, chasing around these war tracks. The whole squad goes down without much of a fight. Tomb Spider attempting to avoid death. The war trucks chase after it. Those guys will move in to repair it.
Victory countdown has begun.
Oh no, did the Immortals survive by just teleporting away? Something like that. Well, Mega Armor Knobs aren't going to tolerate them being alive for much longer. No, you know, self-restraint. I feel like as if Nubs has constantly used that health draining speed upgrade. So I suppose why not? Why not, eh? And the numbers of Necrons seem to be waxing and waning. Don't know if this was the right choice. I'm not sure why. Bloodymon says GG. That was a fantastic game. I wonder why. Maybe someone in the comments could tell me, why did Bloody Monster not rebuild that Necron Warrior? Because, I mean, not Necron Warrior, sorry, the Necron Lord. I just don't quite... I can see the merit of, you know, just buying Necron Warriors and then recycling them into better troopers later on, especially when you're on the back foot and the Orcs knocking at your door. Makes total sense. I just don't know why the Necron Lord wasn't in there. But either way, cracking stuff. Lovely to see Nub just slowly ramp up those bigger and harder lads. And always fantastic to see the Mega Armor Knobs. You don't get to normally see these guys very often, but when you do, it's always a bit of a treat, isn't it? Look at him. Happiest Orc you've ever did seen. Anyway, so that's one for the Necrons, one for the Orcs. Let's see who's going to win this best of 3 overall in the next game. Alright then, to wrap up this exciting best of 3, we have got No Name on the northern side playing as the Orcs on Fatamorga. And on the southern side, we have got a name that I can't possibly pronounce, playing as the Necrons. So you will notice that we are in the OG Dawn of War, and that is because the third game that I had planned is, well, it doesn't work, because Dawn of War Definitive Edition recently did a update, which means that replays that happened before the 20th now no longer work, which is a big sad in my heart. So, yeah, so I've had to go over and go back to the original to find some games. So, yeah, we'll just see how it goes. There were other games, to be fair, that were 20 minutes or less. But on the Replay website, you're able to put a a couple of parameters in there. And I tend to go for 20+ minute games. And there were quite a few others. But then I wanted to make sure that we had 3 different maps with 3 different players. Just to make things exciting. And oh look, the power of anime. Will that help? No name, which he has a name. It's a Chinese symbol or a Japanese symbol. I don't know. But in old Dawn of War, those symbols don't turn up. So who knows? Maybe the power of the Animans will come together to help the Orcs do their thing. I know extreme openings for either side. Should be familiar with them by now. The Necrons are going for a 5-piece helping of plasma generators. Necron Warriors probably into that Necron load. No forward emplacement of any Ghost turrets. Got the Shooter Boys to help with the capping. And then into the big mech. Nice, easy openings. Although, mind you, that being said, we have a squad of Builder Scarabs potentially coming out and seeing what they can achieve and do with their life here. But seeing those Shooter Boys decide to go against it. But, you know, they're out and about. They're seeing what the world can offer them. And really, can you ask for more in these tawdry and dark times? I assume we'll be seeing a much more standard Necron Lord build opening, if that Forbidden Archive. To be fair, we've not seen a single John Cena beam this entire game, which is remarkable. You know, you wait your whole life to see Necron Lord go for something else, and then it happens almost 3 times in a row, potentially. Oh, shooters have seen these Build Scarabs. They're not keen on them capturing anything. They'll be whittling down their health. Necron Warriors, poorest posture in the game. Always slunking their shoulders forward. I'm not quite sure exactly who they want to fight. Definitely probably want to avoid that big mech in close combat. A powerful power claw, able to render their necrodermis into a fine red, well, not red, fine ashy paste. Oh, he tries to get up, but he's got no friends. Necrons don't have the power of anime on their side. So what help can they be given? I assume we'll be seeing another squad. Yeah, we'll be seeing another squad. Over here, the Slugger Boys causing issues for those Scarabs. Capturing the relic. Oh, it's a bit of a dozy-do. Shooters avoiding the Necron Lord. The Warriors avoiding the big mech. No one really wants to be near anyone at the moment.
Victory countdown has begun.
It does seem like the Warriors having a bit of a bad... Oh, never mind. That one distant obelisk. And not quite being able to rescue that squad. In fact, that might have actually accidentally cancelled the big mech teleport. A whole squad wipe happening as he's on the cusp of leaving. I'm going to take the old-fashioned way out by using his feet. So yeah, not the way that they wanted it. Not the way that they expected it at all. The Orcs are putting as many of their sensitive buildings on the far corner of the map. Sluggers just casually capturing this relic, whilst all the Builder Scabs can do is just look at them. And those Scabs looking to see if they can do anything else. Maybe just put a Ghost Hut right there. In the midst of all 3 of these places. Oh no, never mind. The Stone Boys on the go. Don't want to be building anything up when those guys can come down and bring the chopper. The Listening Post is down to half health already. That Necron Lord can take down the Listening Post in his own if he wants to. Disruption fields for the Necron Warriors. And double Stone Boys, but no Shooter Boy support. On account of the whole squad being wiped. So what's the alternative? Are you building any more? You are going to get another squad. God, that's a lot of Necron Warriors. And not a lot of Orcs to really contend with them at the moment. Might have to let another Listening Post go before you go in for the assault, but is that going to go in? He doesn't care. Big Zapper been upgraded on the Big Mech. It's a flayed one as well, good lord. From bad to worse. What's hiding in the listening post will come out to see if they can repair it. Storm Boys are doing what they can, but it's not much. Oh no, don't sacrifice them. Unless you're making space in your squad cap. Have you got squad cap left over? You do. You do have squad cap. Should be fine. All the grots. Oh no, man, one. Oh no, that pairing's dead. Well, we do have some sluggers down here, causing a bit of an issue. But I don't think that'll be a game-changing level of harassment. Now that they've killed all these bits and bobs out here, rather than going in for the killing blow, we'll just see if they can slice up more and more of the listening posts. Orcs are really heavily dependent on a healthy economy to get their game up and running. Unlike the Necrons, as we saw, which can just throw out as many Necron warriors as they want for free. To keep this gravy train rolling, need to make sure that they don't lose any more listing posts, but as I was about to say, they've now lost another listing post. One squad of Necrons teleporting back home for reasons. Oh, that was the flayed ones. Just they could jump back into the oven and pop out as and when they want to. Healthy squad of Storm Boys. And it seems like Necrons are actually. I suppose you've done your damage. No point in losing your whole base to the Orcs. May as well build up your economy on the back of that. Get the advantage. Don't throw away short-term gains, etc., etc. Storm Boys thinking about sticking around, but they've baited out the flayed ones, so they can just jump away. Blast from the obelisk there. Managed to kill a couple of the dudes. And there's several engagements going on across the map. Second squad of flayed ones jumping over, so no matter which direction the Storm Boys go, there's going to be some flayed ones to harangue and harass them. In the middle of the map we do see some more Storm Boys as well. Oh, is that the same squad? Same squad? Same squad, never mind me. Still only two squads. Now only one squad. Oh dear. Oh no, you live! You survived. By the skin of your teeth. Sluggers still on the aggression here. Well, maybe their lives now a little bit more short-lived. Now that the flayed ones are there. Let's go teleport back home. Now where these Storm Boys go, there's always someone to ruin their good times. They've been vibe checked by the flayed ones and they've been found wanting.
What is it?
Yeah, after that mass aggression from the Necrons, putting the Orcs on the back foot, the Orcs seem to have stabilised quite nicely. The Necrons. Oh yeah, you're going to tech up. Could have ideally teched up a lot earlier. So now it seems that, yeah, with 104 and 20 and 75% and 70, yeah, the Orcs seem to have stabilised here. On the back of a harassment campaign, we'll have a mess up your economy or your tech up. A little bit late on both accounts. Storm Boys rushing around at the moment. I mean, the teching up for the Necrons is always the scariest time. While you're teching up, you can't rebuild anything that's lost. We've got a couple of Necron warriors scaring away the shooter boys. They won't be getting inside the base anytime soon. But never mind, they come back for defensive reasons. And the big mech teleported in, so actually, this might be him being a bit too overconfident. Down to very low health at the moment. And this obelisk just doesn't seem to be going down at all. Much like the ghost turret we saw in game 1, refuses to die. It just, oh my goodness. If you just sticked around for a little bit longer, Slugger Boys, you could have done it. You could have been the Orcs that contended and won. But that was not on the cards for you and your destiny, I'm afraid. That was not on the Terrors for you. Now we've got 2 Flayed One squads slowly shambling with a multitude of different Orcs. 2 fully reinforced squads of Necron warriors. Quite a dangerous thing. Wait, are these guys fighting, or is it just a big game of dancing? I feel like as if this game is just people walking around and doing the occasional bit of damage, but then moving on once again. Careful orchestrated
6
movement
minutes until taking
is war after all. Everyone can't seem to get much of a purchase on those shooters, and the shooters say, right, well, screw you guys, we've got things to kill. Those Builder Scarabs in particular. Red ones that have got teleport up their sleeves. Necron Lord is here. Where have you been? You've been killing things. You've not been killing things. Tier 2 is in there for the Necrons. Got the maximum amount of infantry out as humanly possible. There's a Wraith knocking around. There we go, a Wraith over there. That could keep on top of the shooters. Oh, they also need them to decap the critical locations as well. Phase shift on the Flayed Ones to keep them alive. Big mech hiding in the corner. Can he survive? And he can.
5 minutes.
Necrons have forgotten. No, the Necrons have not forgotten about him.
Victory.
For every time the monolith increases in size, so too does the Necron Lord's damage and survivability, his health pool and such. He teleports away for safety reasons. Speed on those Storm Boys, man. Absolutely deadly. But, oh my goodness, is the Necron... No, sorry, is the Mech Boy finally dead? He's not. Warriors don't decide to go in for the chase. Plenty more things to focus on. The Wraith gets bashed in by the Storm Boys. And they get back up there. He's the only Necron infantry model that can still race from the... I don't know, man, he disappears. Okay, fair enough. He's the only one that can come back from the dead.
4 minutes
Find any friends
until
nearby.
taking hold victory.
If memory serves. Yeah, the Orcs just really not giving these Flayed Ones any moment of their notice or time. Necrons really want to push out and do some damage like they did before, but constant Storm Boys inside the base are just super frustrating. I've got Tomb Spider for recycling purposes, I assume. Also, you can keep that Tomb Spider inside your base, and the Storm Boys won't do much. There we go, the Necrons now bringing the fight to the Orcs once again. But the Orcs have now got Skull and Knobs. No big shooters on their shooter boys. Plenty of infiltrated grots to repair listing posts as well.
3 minutes.
It's not looking pretty.
Taking hold victory.
Not looking pretty at all, the Flayed Ones. Coming from the ground. Tomb Spider for some aggressive recycling. The rockets will scare them away. Yeah, plenty of infiltrated lads here, there and everywhere at the moment. Tank busters have got a sniff of a vehicle and one chase after. In fact, the Tomb Spider comes back. Oh, could really do with a Wraith or a Builder Scarab squad just to spot these tank busters. As the scrum in the centre continues. The Knobs not holding up as well as they did before there.
I'm working on something.
Suppose the Nob Mosh that we saw earlier on had 2 squads of Nobs in there.
We get the job
That
done
is something.
fast.
Got 2.
If we let
Oh no,
it,
Hell's
we
Bells
can
and 1,000
fight
Spells have got
another day.
triple Tomb Spiders
2 minutes
across the map.
until take and hold victory.
Right, okay, fair enough. And the tank bus over here have now finally been spotted.
Where's the target?
Went too far on their own.
Right
And really
over.
quickly out of nowhere, it seems as though that really confident Orc aggression has now turned into a very precarious Orc defense.
We's not
They had ones like
afraid
a
of nothing.
set of bowling pins coming on out. There it is, there's a John Cena beam. Oh, you love it.
Where's the
You love to see it or not see it in this case.
Right over.
And if the Necrons can kill this War Banner, that'll set the Orcs back into Tier 1. Which is not what they'll want to see. War Truck turns to bob and weave, but sadly, this is not definitive edition. The,
Losing.
what do you call it, the pathing is not as kind in this game. I assume we were planning to send him back to the Necron base and be a bit of a nuisance. Plenty of firepower on these war trucks there. And no anti-vehicle from the Necrons, but those 2 spiders can convert the warriors into different kinds of Necrons, as we saw earlier on. Yeah, look at that. Makes me think of the Harvester in Command and Conquer or Red Alert. I always get the 2 mixed up.
Stop your running.
Picks that. Stops one of the 2 spiders. Never saw the pulse. Gnomes are out and the sticks on their own. Truck attempts to move these guys forward, but having to defend the War Banner from the flayed ones off in the distance. And the Knobs having a terrible time for these heavily upgraded Necron warriors. They're now on their Disruption Fields level 2, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they are. That's definitely the case. Oh, he's looking a bit rubbish for him at the moment. We need to now get some more shooter boys. Yeah, those Nobs not been properly supported. Doing them any favours. We've had a couple of big shooters on the back lines to whistle down the Necron numbers. That might have helped you. But then I suppose you've also got the triple Tomb Spiders with their particle whips, which do a mean bit of damage. Do a mean bit of damage indeed.
This is my war trap. Pretty nice, huh?
Well, it doesn't seem that the power of anime is coming to save them.
Who is getting shot up?
The Dangans are being rompered, as the kids would say. But on the ridge, shooter boys open fire. Here we go, now going to go for it. But that's why that ability is so effective. That's why it's a goated.
5 minutes until take
Could have been an archive artifact. And down back into Tier 1. No more Knobs once that squad's done with. Pile of guns is dead. And it looks like this year, much like last, I think it was also last year, that the Necrons took the Spook Turbo trophy home. I think we had a unification 4-player free-for-all with Necrons, Orcs, Night Lords, and I can't remember who else. But there we go. That was a triage of games for you. So I hope you all enjoy that back at home. And yeah, there we go. If you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you once a game a week, and there is also a Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. Mine's been Mr. Lunchart. Pleasure's always never short. And I'll see you in a bit. Peace.